Welcome to practice. For today's class, you will want 2 yoga blocks and a belt or something of the sorts. Have your blocks somewhere near the top of your mat. And today's practice, while it is a focus of the lower body for post-running, it's really a class that you can do anytime that you feel like your hamstrings, your hips are feeling tight. And if you are a runner, these are great stretches to do after you do a running session. So we're going to start using the belt, and we'll begin lying down on the ground with the soles of our feet together, our knees apart, Supta Baddha Konasana, belt in reaching distance. And if it feels like you need a little support underneath your thighs, then just grab those blocks or even pillows and place one underneath each thigh so that your legs feel a little bit more held. Rest your arms in whatever way feels best. Might be out to the side with palms up, which is a little more opening for the shoulders. Could be somewhere on the torso with palms down, which is sometimes a little more grounding. Allow your eyes to close or soften, whatever feels best, and take a moment just to land into your body. Land into a little bit of stillness before we invite the movement back in. If it feels nice, invite a slow, deep breath in through your nose. Fill up your belly with air and let it out with an open mouth, clearing breath. And now start to find a smooth and steady breath in and out of your nose if possible. And as you breathe in and out of the nose, you might feel your belly expand as you inhale. And you might just feel your belly relax and soften as you exhale. Keep your attention on the feeling of the breath, especially the exhalation. So much so that maybe your exhales become just a little bit longer than your inhales, so that we're releasing more than taking in. And then with your next breath in, bend your knees, place your feet on the ground. Bring your feet about as wide as your mat, your arms out wide to a T, and start to just knock your knees side to side, adding a little rotation into the lower body. And just see how close you can get your knees to the ground. Don't force it. It shouldn't be painful. Do that 1 or 2 more times. And then from here, come back towards center, draw your knees into your chest, give yourself a squeeze. And now you'll keep the right knee in, extend your left leg long on the mat, hold the right shin, draw it in towards the right shoulder, and then notice how your left knee and thigh wants to bow up, press your left thigh down. Draw all your toes back towards your face. And now grab that belt, place it around the ball of the right foot, and extend the leg up towards the ceiling. And now don't worry about how close your leg is to your face, but try to straighten the leg as much as you can. If it's uncomfortable and you need to have a little bend in the knee, that's no problem. The more you push up through the right heel, the more you'll start to open the back of the leg. Draw the right toes down towards your face. Continue to press your left thigh down as if something heavy was resting on your left thigh. And feel how your right outer hip is probably hiking up towards your shoulder. Can you wrap it down and in towards the left heel? So make 2 sides of the waist equally long. Use your exhales to press your left thigh down. Use your inhales to start to draw the right leg straight back towards your face. And just take a couple more breaths like this. Bonus points if you can keep your jaw relaxed and your shoulders relaxed. And 1 more full breath in. And then exhale, bend the right knee, release the belt, hug your left knee into your chest to meet the right, give yourself a squeeze. And now extend the right leg forwards. Hold the left shin to start, draw your left knee in towards the left shoulder, and press your right thigh down. So now imagine something heavy was resting on that right thigh. Draw all your toes straight back towards your face. And then grab the belt, whatever you're using, place it around the ball of the left foot, and straighten your leg. And again, don't worry about how close your leg is to your face. Try to straighten it even if your leg is much further, and each side of your body is different. So this might be your tighter side, might be your more open side. Push up through your left heel. Press the right thigh down. Notice how your left outer hip is hiking up towards your shoulder. Wrap it down and in towards the right heel. That way we really isolate the back of the left leg. Use your exhales to press the right thigh down. Your inhales to start to draw the left leg straight back. And take a few more breaths like that. Keep the breath smooth and steady. Focus a little bit more on the exhalation. One more deep breath in, push up through the left heel. And then exhale, bend your knee, release. Move your belt off to the side. Hug both your knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze, a little rock side to side. And from here, either roll onto one side of your body or rock and roll up and down the length of your mat. And once you've gotten a little momentum, cross your ankles, roll over your feet. We'll meet in a tabletop position on hands and knees. Stack your shoulders over your wrists, stack hips over knees, spread your fingers. Let's take some cow cats. As you inhale, draw your heart forward and up, curl your tailbone up. Exhale, reverse, round your spine. Inhale, arch. Let your belly relax. Heart lifts, shoulder back. Exhale, round the spine, push the ground away from you. Couple more times. Inhale, curl your tailbone up, open the front body. Exhale, curl your tailbone under, open the back body. Once more on your own. And then after your next round, come back towards center. Walk your hands forward a big 2 to 3 inches ahead of the shoulders. Make sure your hands are shoulder width apart. Wrist creases are parallel to the top edge of your mat. Tuck your toes under, down dog, lift your hips, relax your head and have your feet about hip bone distance apart and parallel so your inner heels are hidden behind you. Let's pedal out the feet, so bend into one leg and then the other a couple of times. And let's hold each side, so bend into one knee and straighten the opposite leg. And try to push that heel down of the leg that you're trying to straighten. Press your thigh back. And then switch. Bend the other knee and straighten the opposite leg as much as you can. Try to sink down through the heel and press your thigh back. And then come back to down dog. If your low back rounds in down dog, bend both your knees and then send your hips higher. Push the hips up and back. Take a full breath in. Drop to your knees as you exhale. Keep your toes tucked under. Bring your legs all the way together. Start to walk your hands in towards your legs and then pause. Try to keep all your toes tucked under, even your pinky toes. I'm going to give them a little bit of help and tuck them under. And then from here, you might be like, this is plenty, I'm going to stay. Or climb your hands onto your thighs for toes pose. And the more you push your heels together, the more intense it is. Draw your shoulders back and then breathe. Bonus points for relaxing the jaw. Bonus points for smiling at the camera. Take another full breath in. Bring your hands down, point your toes, pat out your feet a little bit. And now walk your hands back and try to sit back on your heels. And if this feels too intense, grab one of your blocks or two of them and sit on a block or two. Try to get your heels to point upward. They'll want to splay out, but firm them in as much as you can. And then either stay if this is enough, or bring your fingertips behind you, fingers pointing back. Try to lift your knees off the ground any amount. And you might say that's not going to happen, but work towards it. Lift the knees, maybe the shins. One more breath. And then exhale, lower the knees and the shins. Crawl your hands forward. Come back to downward facing dog. Take a full breath in, a full breath out. Lift your heels high as you inhale. Step your right foot in between your hands, exhale. Drop your back knee to the mat. Make sure this front knee is over the ankle. And then bring your hands to your hips, come to a low lunge. Ground through the front heels. You bend the front knee, curl your tailbone under, lift your pubic bone up towards the navel, so your pelvis is rocking backwards. And then from here, bring your arms forward, shoulder height. As you inhale, bring your arms out wide to a T. Go as far back with your arms as you can. Exhale, sweep your arms forward and round your spine, chin to chest. Keep the tailbone curled under. Inhale, arms as far back as you can, but keep the front ribs drawn in. Exhale, sweep forwards, round the spine. Once more, inhale, arms out wide. Exhale, sweep forwards. And now this time, raise your arms up towards the ceiling. Take a full breath in. Exhale, lower your hands. Grab your blocks. We'll take half splits. So tuck your back toes under. Shift your hips back until your left hip is over the left knee. Slide the right foot forward so you're on your right heel. Draw the right toes back towards your face. Notice how your hips and pelvis want to rotate open to the left. Spin your left hip forwards. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold in towards your front thigh. Inhale again, find more length. If you want, exhale, walk your hands forward a little bit. And let's stay for a few more breaths. Draw the right toes back towards your face. And then try turning your right foot to the right a little bit. See if that changes the stretch. And if it feels more intense, like it's a place where you need to find a release, stay. If it feels better to keep your toes turned up, then just turn the toes up. All right, and then right toes turn back up. Slide the foot back, bend the knee, move the blocks, downward facing dog. Full breath in, full breath out. Lift your heels high as you inhale. Step your left foot in between your hands, exhale. Drop your back knee to the mat, hands to your hips, low lunge. Make sure this front knee's over the ankle. I always kind of inch it to the left just so I have a wider foundation. Lengthen the tailbone down, lift the frontal hip bones up, and then bring your arms forward. Send your arms out wide as you breathe in. Arms go as far back as you can. Exhale, sweep forwards and round your spine, chin to chest. Inhale, arms out wide. Can you keep your front ribs in though? Exhale, sweep forwards. One more time, inhale. Exhale. Keep your tailbone lengthening down. Reach your arms to the sky, breathe in. Exhale, hands down, grab your blocks. Tuck your back toes under. Shift your hips back until right hip is over the right knee. Slide your left foot forward so you're on your heel. Draw your toes back towards your face. And notice how your hips are trying to rotate to the right. You want them facing forward, so can you spin the right hip forwards and squeeze your left hip back? And then lengthen your spine as you breathe in and fold in as you exhale. Couple more breaths here. Try turning your left foot out to the left a little bit. And if that changes the stretch in a good way, hold. Breathe into wherever you're feeling the most sensation. Keep your awareness there. And then turn your left toes back up. Slide the foot back, bend the knee, move the blocks, downward facing dog. As you breathe in, lift your heels and exhale, walk your feet to your hands, come to the top of your mat and find a forward fold with your feet hip bone apart. Bend your knees a lot and let your head just drop towards the ground. And then keep a little bend in your knees, roll up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Once your chin lifts, inhale, reach your arms out and up. And exhale, relax your arms down by your sides. Okay, from here, inhale, reach your arms up. Grab your left wrist with your right hand. Step your left foot behind the right foot and then take a little bend in your knees. Reach your left arm up as you inhale. Lean to the right as you exhale. And as you lean to the right, start to sink your left heel into the ground. Rotate your chest down towards the right foot. Keep pulling that top arm to the right. Keep sinking your left heel down. Stay for another cycle of breath. Slowly release, come back towards center, step left foot next to the right, and relax your arms down by your sides. Other side, raise your arms up, grab the right wrist with your left hand, step your right foot behind you, little bend in the knees to start. Lean up, and then over to the left side. And now start to sink right heel into the ground. Take an inhale. Exhale, turn your chest down a little bit towards the left. Keep pushing the right heel down. Slowly come back towards center. Step right foot next to left and relax the arms down by your sides. From here, hug your left knee into your chest, grab the shin, slide your left hand down towards the ankle, right hand to hip. Aim your left knee down towards the ground. Bring your heel as close to your bum as you can and try not to back bend. So lengthen your tailbone down towards the ground, and that might cause the left knee to come forwards a bit. That's totally okay. Tailbone heavy. Lift the pubic bone up and then try to keep that. Aim the left knee back a little bit. So the more you keep your tailbone heavy and then send the left knee back, the more you'll start to feel it in the front of the left hip. Breathe. If you want to reach the right arm up, go for it. One more inhale. Bring your left knee back into your chest as you exhale. Let's reach that left arm to the sky. Straighten your left leg. Lift it as high as you can. Try not to lean back and just hold for 3, 2, and 1. Left foot down. Relax your arms. Okay, other side. Bring your right knee into your chest. Start by holding the shin. Keep your gaze steady. The more the eyes move, the more the body moves. Right hand reaches down for the ankle, left hand to hip. Aim the right knee down. Bring your heel as close to your bum as you can. Try not to back bend. Curl your tailbone under. Notice how the right knee moves forward. That's not a problem. Lift the pubic bone up towards the navel. And then keep the tailbone heavy, and then try to aim the right knee down and back a little bit more. And try to keep your ribs moving down and in so the core is involved. If you want to reach your left arm up, do so. Breathe. Take another inhale. Now as you exhale, bring the right knee into your chest, right arm up, straighten the right leg as high as you can. Try not to lean back, waking up the front of the leg for 3, 2, and 1. Right foot down, arms by your sides. Good. Shrug your shoulders up and back. Let that go. Okay, and then find your mountain pose, arms by your sides. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold, maybe a little bend in the knees. Hands to shins, chest forward. Plant your hands, plank pose. Breathe in, push the floor away from you. Exhale to the belly. Point your toes. Reach your arms back, palms down. Inhale, lift head, chest, shoulders. And now reach your legs so far back that they float off the mat. Keep your legs straight. Spin your inner thighs up and lengthen the tailbone down. And then start to flutter your legs up and down. Keep rolling the shoulders back. Keep the legs straight. And keep your gaze down so the back of the neck is long. Take another inhale. Now place your feet down and place your hands down by your low ribs. Push up onto all fours and come to downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Lift your heels high, breathe in. Step your right foot in between your hands, exhale. Get your toes in line with fingers and then inch it to the right so you're not on a tightrope. Climb your hands onto your front thigh. Bend your back knee a lot and then lean your chest back. So your chest is over your hips. Curl your tailbone under. Imagine you could hook your tailbone to your front heel. Ground through the front heel. And now keeping the tailbone heavy, try not to lean forwards. Start to push your left thigh back. Kick your left heel back as if there was a wall behind you. And if that causes your pelvis to rock forwards, then you've gone a little too far. So focus on the pelvis tipping backwards. Keep pushing the left thigh back. Ground through the right heel. Last breath, reach your arms to the sky. Exhale, lower your hands, grab your blocks. I recommend highest height to start. Take a full breath in, keep your feet as they are. Exhale, straighten your front leg. Find a little more length in your spine, breathe in. Fold in towards your front thigh, exhale, and then if you can bring the blocks lower, go for it. Now come onto your right heel and draw your toes back towards your face. Squeeze the right hip back, spin your left hip forwards. Use your exhales to fold in towards your front thigh. It's a modified pyramid pose. With your next breath in, rebend the front knee, lose the blocks, step to downward facing dog. Full breath in, full breath out. Lift your heels as you inhale. Step your left foot forwards, exhale. Get toes in line with fingers. Inch it to the left a little bit, that'll help with balance. Climb your hands onto your front thigh for a high lunge. Bend your back knee a lot, and then lean your chest way back. So your chest is over your hips. Lengthen your tailbone down. Imagine you could hook your tailbone to your front heel. Feel your pelvis tip backwards. Even feel your front ribs move back and in. And then from there, can you start to kick the right heel back? And for me, it moves like an inch. It's a tiny bit, because if I go too far, my pelvis rocks forwards and I lean forwards. So focus on the chest being back, the tailbone heavy, push the right thigh back. It's so intense. And then last inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands down, grab the blocks, whatever height works for you. Take an inhale, keep your feet as they are, straighten the front leg, exhale. Come onto your left heel, draw your toes back towards your face. Spin the right hip forwards, wrap your left hip back, and fold in towards your front thigh. And now go ahead, rebend your front knee, lose the blocks, downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet a little bit. And then find a little stillness. Push down through your hands. Send the hips up and back. Sink your heels towards the ground as much as you can. Take one more inhale. Exhale, gently drop to your knees. Swing your feet around. And from here, we're gonna use a wall. So you'll wanna find a wall space. Doesn't have to be a lot of space. I'm gonna go right about here. My back will be to you. And the best way to come up the wall is to bring one hip to the wall and then lean back and then swing your legs up and turn around. So this is legs up the wall. And for now, bring your hips as close to the wall as you can. So your bum's on the ground, but hips to the wall. And we're gonna take a figure four. Cross your right ankle, past your left knee, figure four. And get that bony part of your ankle a little past your knee. Draw your right toe straight back towards the knee. And start to feel this right thigh press forwards. If you wanna use your hand to do it, do so. And then feel free to stay if this is enough of a stretch, or you'll bend your left knee any amount. But if bending your left knee causes your bum to lift off the ground, don't do it. And if you need to scooch back a little bit, do so. So you don't want to flatten your low back to the mat. In fact, to deepen the stretch, keep your bum on the ground, but make sure there's a little space between the low back and the mat. So you're rocking the pelvis forwards. You're pressing the right thigh forwards. And then breathe. And stay for another breath. All right, and then slowly straighten your left leg. If you bent your knee, bring your right leg back to the wall and switch. Cross left ankle past the right knee. Get the bony part of your ankle past your knee. Flex the toes and start to feel that left thigh pressing forwards. And this might feel like enough on this side. If so, stay steady. If you want to bend the right knee, move inch by inch. And again, if your bum is coming off the ground, then keep your bum down and focus on instead your low back. Notice if you flattened your low back to the mat, and instead can you rock your pelvis forwards? In other words, lift the low back very slightly away from the floor so that you're keeping the natural curve of your spine. Feel that left thigh move forwards. Deepen the breath. Focus on the exhalation. Try to breathe fully in and out of your nose. Take another deep breath in. And then as you exhale, bring your left leg back to the wall. Straighten both your legs. And then scooch away from the wall so you've got about 5 to 6 inches of space between your low back and the wall. And have your legs hip bone apart or a little wider. Let your legs relax and maybe your feet splay out. And relax your arms in whatever way feels best. Could be out to the side. Could be a cactus shape, could be hands on the belly or one hand on the belly, one on the chest. And legs up the wall is a super good pose to do, especially after a run or just after a long day. Allow the eyes to soften or close. Loosen up the muscles of your face. Relax the shoulders and relax the belly. Invite a slow, deep breath in. Feel your belly expand like you're inflating a balloon. And then take an open mouth exhale. And do that 2 more times if you'd like. Breathe in, fill up your belly. Open your mouth, exhale, let it go. And 1 more time, inhale, send the breath downward. And exhale, let it go. Come back to a natural breath, just in and out of the nose. And keep your attention on the feeling of the breath. Focusing a little more on the exhalation, that sense of release, of softening, of letting go with each breath out. And I invite you to stay here a little bit longer, and whether it's a few breaths or a few minutes. And thank you so much for showing up on your mat and for practicing with me today. Om Shanti. Peace.